All right, welcome to this training section where we're going to be walking you through how to create notification automations. Okay, so in the previous trainings, we walked you through how to create an automation in general. Now it's time to actually get into creating specific automations that you're actually going to use inside of your business. And one type of automation that we're going to walk you through is creating notification automations. Okay, so let's go ahead and actually talk about, hey, what are notification automations? So notification automation, that's what's going to be the next bunch of training sections that you see right after this training section, are going to be automations that actually notify you when something happens inside of your business. So let's say, for example, somebody submits a form, when somebody books an appointment. Well, guess what? You're going to need an automation for those things so that way you are aware of that, and then you can obviously build on top of that as well. So what I want to go ahead and make clear is that this is a entry-level type of automation, and the reason why we're going to go ahead and help you get these set up is because they're very good to practice with, or we're kind of like wetting your feet here a little bit and slowly starting to get into, and obviously you can go really advanced, really crazy with automations. We've seen some crazy automations that some community members have been able to create. But what we're doing here is we're building you slowly, and that's why notification automations are a great place to actually get started with this. Now, heads up, in the next immediate action steps, what we're going to go ahead and show you in the next training sections is we're going to help you prioritize what are the automations that you're going to actually use inside of your business. Because like I said, there are literally unlimited types of automation that you can create. So many if this, if that, if this, do this, do this, do this, right? You do not want to be overwhelmed by creating too many automations. You want to stick with exactly what you're going to use. And then obviously down the road, if you go ahead and keep your membership status active with the Institute, these trainings are going to be available for you to come back to explore. But more importantly, if you keep your membership status active inside of the Institute, then more importantly, you're going to have access to the community and the insiders who are then sharing what is actually working there as well. So that is most important there. So that way you can always reference and come back and build other automations as you go ahead and build out your business more and more. Beautiful. So with that being said, before we jump into the actual specific automations to build out, I do also want to go ahead and make this clear. Are you going to have to figure this out yourself? Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen, at this point, you're probably like, hey, you're towards the end of Business Basics. You're like, yo, I got this. There's a system and a strategy. It's all built together. This is exactly why we're going to be able to go ahead and literally handhold you, walk you through step by step as a beginner, because that's what you are right now, on how to build this from scratch. So that way you don't have to wonder, hey, how am I going to be able to go ahead and do this? And then if you're wondering like, hey, what about other notification automations? Again, that's a part of the community. That's the reason why the community is so important. I feel like we say this in every training. It's like, oh man, this is like tattooed on the inside of my forehead. And hopefully at this point, you're like, okay, we get it. But we're going to have to remind it over and over again, because guess what? There's going to be some members and some students who just don't remember exactly how that works. And so that's exactly why we want to remind you, hey, don't worry. We're here to help you. We're here to support you. And you're not going to have to figure this out yourself. And all the real world learning is going to be happening as inside of the community. It's going to be very, very beneficial for you. Okay. So what's next right after this training section? Right after this, we're now going to go ahead and jump into some of the basic, initial, primary, fundamental notification automations that you can build. And we're going to walk you through them step by step inside of those training sections. So make sure you actually do the action steps that we're going to directly follow right after this. You're doing a phenomenal job. You're making amazing progress. Keep up the effort. This is literally laying brick by brick the foundations of your business. So keep on pushing forward. Success is just around the corner. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the intro for creating notification automations. We're going to catch you in the next training section. We're going to help you actually build these automations now.